previous Rebbe famously said that we have to look at the candles and listen to the story the candles relate to us. So what is the story of the candles? There are many meditations that one can get from looking at the candle. One I shared earlier, and I'd like to repeat it with a little bit more body to it. You see, a candle, as we have there, is made up of two parts. There's the wick and there's the oil. Now, if you light oil without a wick, nothing. You got nothing. There's not going to be a flame. If you light a wick without oil, you'll have a flame, but for 30 seconds. If you want to have a flame that's going to last, you need to put the wick in the oil, then you light the flame, and then the flame consumes the oil mostly, and that creates the beautiful light. There's actually, to go further, there's a dark hue in the flame that comes from the burning of the little bit of burning of the wick, and then there's the clear, beautiful white light that comes from the burning of the oil. King Solomon says, Ner Hashem nishmas Adam. The candle of God is the soul of man. He also says, Ner mitzvah v'Torah or, that a candle is a mitzvah and Torah is light. So which one is it? The answer is the metaphor of the candle. When we talk about the soul is like the wick. The soul is the wick that catches fire, which means it gets inspired. And indeed, in order to have fire, we need to have a soul that's alive. We need to get in touch with our soul. We need to find the fire in our soul, the passion in our soul, the Jewishness of our soul. And this can happen in different ways. After the 67 war, it happened because of the euphoria of the salvation of the Jewish people, that Am Yisrael was inspired. It happens sometimes when your children go to Israel and might visit the Kotel, or just the very trip itself inspires us and lights the flame. But the nature of that form of inspiration is it doesn't last. Similarly, after October 7th, and through the anti-Semitism that we felt here in Australia, somehow it touches the Jewish heart, it strikes the match of the Jewish soul, and the Jewish flame arises. Witness the fact that on Wednesday night we had close to 3,000 people in at the Village Green, all enjoying and appreciating Hanukkah. That was the soul of the Jew being inspired because of the events that are taking place around us. I'll share with you part of a beautiful Facebook post that was written by a woman who came to Torah and Tea a few weeks ago, and which expresses that. And I won't do the whole thread or even the whole message she sent, but just to bring out my point. She writes, I have a little story and recommendation for all the women in the group. Last Saturday morning, I went to my first ever Torah tea at Chabad in St. Ives. Now, for context, I'll insert here that I am very, very much an atheist Jew. Some might say a cultural Jew, but I would probably describe myself as a biological Jew who has very strong Jewish identity, an outstanding Judar, and as the kind of Jew who values what there is to learn in Judaism on an intellectual, historical, social, psychological level. I would insert maybe Hellenist level. So when two friends suggested I come along to a monthly event called Torah and Tea at Chabad, I automatically thought it wasn't for someone like me. I haven't even been for shul for so longer than I'm going to admit here. However, being the type of person who becomes more Jewish in direct correlation with anti-Jewish sentiment, I don't think I'm unique in that. I thought, why not go along with an open mind? Also, I was promised an amazing cake. So Rebbetzin Faruma Shapiro, whom I've not met before, sat at the head of a lovingly decorated table surrounded by about 70 women in a warm and welcoming atmosphere. Based around about the current Torah portion, she told stories and drew insights. I listened closely, very, very much engaged in every word. My mind took things in, turned things over, learned, agreed, disagreed, had light bulb moments and ideas and came away all the richer for it. Afterwards, there was chatting as the promised amazing cake were in fact amazing. Bianca. I saw an old friend from school and met some new people. All in all, this smoked salmon bagel kind of Jew is extremely glad she went and will definitely be going again. If my little story has piqued your curiosity, I will heartily encourage you to come along with me next year as a learning and connecting experience, and also for the cake. There was many responses to that story, but I want to only read one. Love this post. Thanks for sharing, Lauren. Really resonated with this. I never thought in a million years I'd say I'd be interested in an event at Chabad in my life, but that's exactly what these hateful anti-Semites have done. Turned biological and cultural Jews into curious, strong, and community-oriented members of our incredibly special tribe. If only they knew what their hate achieved. I'm learning and singing Hebrew songs to my baby. Never thought I'd do that. But that's the wick. That's the wick being lit. But we need oil, and the oil is ner mitzvah v'torah. The oil, that's the mitzvah. That's the light of Torah.